Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know this rush hour of January 23, Thursday. I am Roy Cisnagi. Starting off today's rush with reports that passengers of Cebu Pacific Flight 5J111, which flew from Hong Kong to Manila yesterday, have been exposed to the novel coronavirus. This after 4 family members of a Chinese man who tested positive for the new strain of coronavirus were aboard the same flight, making them possible carriers of the virus. The said man is Hong Kong's first confirmed case of coronavirus. In a statement, Cebu Pacific said all of the passengers and crew aboard the flight were screened by the Bureau of Quarantine upon arrival at NAIA. None of them were held for further observation. But as a precautionary measure, the budget courier is advising all passengers of Flight 5J111 to immediately seek medical attention should they develop flu-like symptoms. Cebu PAC has also disinfected the aircraft used in the flight. Worry has been brewing this year because of this N-Cov scare, especially in Cebu, where a Chinese young boy initially exhibited symptoms of the coronavirus. But health officials say they're on top of things. Jem Avancenia has the report.
There was an initial state of panic in Cebu City after the health department confirmed that a 5-year-old Chinese boy from Wuhan, China, who arrived in the city last January 12, tested positive for a different strain of coronavirus. The kid, upon arriving, already had symptoms of upper respiratory tract infection, and so he, together with his mother, were immediately quarantined at the Chonghua Hospital. When news broke out, residents here started wearing masks.
Nabala ka kayo karon kami. May tungod anang coronavirus. Well, we are wearing mask to siguro ingon ana to protect that virus.
Nabala ka kay basin og kanang kuan, kanang mga katap diri sa atoa ba kay nya wala ta kahibaw nga kuan siya. Makatakod. Doon sad kay uban mga pasyente or mga kuan nga natakdanan na ba.
The Department of Health Region 7 clarified the case is not yet alarming, but said they are not letting their guard down.
All viruses are self-limiting. Meaning, kung self-limiting, it will only infect you for 3 to 7 days, the most. Now, the problem with viral infections is they tend to be ubanan sa mga bacterial infection.
The kid and his mother remain in an isolation at the Vicente Soto Memorial Medical Center.
The mother is free of any symptoms to really spare her of the problem. And the child now is also recuperating, meaning he is not anymore displaying any symptoms of the infection.
Passengers who were on the same flight with the victims were put under DOH's strict monitoring. The agency also guaranteed the public that it is prepared in the event of an outbreak, with its Bureau of Quarantine already on heightened alert.
To really be vigilant in all incoming flights and passengers, especially those with history of passing through Wuhan. We also have thermal sensors. They have with them, of course, the thermal scanners, and they have also been instructed to really observe.
Authorities, however, reminded the public to maintain good health by observing proper diet and personal hygiene. In case of symptoms pointing to upper respiratory tract infection, the health department advises immediate medical consultation. For News 5, Jem Avancenia, we are One News.
And as it turns out, the health department says the boy may not have been infected with the new virus after all. DOH says the 5-year-old kid is recovering, although the final word will be issued once his lab tests from Australia are out. Greg Gregorio has the details.
It may not be the Wuhan coronavirus after all. In their latest assessment, the health department said the 5-year-old boy from China, who has been the subject of their investigation, is now getting better. The child, suspected of carrying the novel coronavirus, no longer has fever, although his cough persists. This, said Health Secretary Francisco Duque, might indicate that this is not a case of the 2019 N-Cov.
Lagnat is a sign of infection. Your body is, yung antibodies mo, unti-unti na nanalo yung sundalo ng katawan mo.
But the kid remains isolated in Cebu as the DOH awaits the results of Australia's lab tests on the boy specimen. For the meantime, Luca urged Chinese nationals coming to the Philippines from Wuhan to have themselves tested.
If they have fever, then they have to be isolated. They have to be worked on, investigated further, and tested for the possible novel coronavirus.
An influx of Chinese nationals from mainland China is expected this Chinese New Year on January 25, especially in the town of Binondo. A barangay official advised residents and those planning to join the celebration in Binondo to wear face masks.
Para lang to make sure na hindi tayo mahawa na mga may nakadala ng ganong sakit. Kasi sa dami nga ng araw, sa dami ng tao sa 25, hindi mo mahulugan ng karayom yung hongpin.
The DOH admitted that there are still blind spots about the Wuhan coronavirus. For now, all they can emphasize is the need for proper hygiene.
Ang simpleng paghuhugas ng kamay, ang laking tulong yan para maibsan o maiwasan ang paglipat, hawaan ng mikrobyo o ng virus. At huwag magsusubo lang kung ano-ano na madumi ang kamay, lalo na ang mga bata.
Well, there are no travel bans at the moment. Airport officials are on full alert status, with Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines reactivating its communicable disease preparedness procedures. For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
Officials from the Mactan Cebu International Airport are also not taking any chances. Airport officials say precautionary measures have been put in place to control and prevent the potential spread and transmission of the novel coronavirus. The Freeman reports that Cebu authorities are conducting additional thermal scans for arriving passengers. Alcohol-based sanitizers have also been installed in all aero bridges and arrival corridors for passengers to use. The surveillance unit of the health department is also looking for the co-passengers of the 5-year-old boy from Wuhan, China, who exhibited symptoms of N-Cov after arriving in Cebu. And once the boy tests positive for the new coronavirus strain, the DOH will then commence contact tracing for all of the boy's co-passengers. Filipino Star ngayon reports that the health department will first start with the passengers who were seated near the boy and his mother on the plane. And this from Pangmasa, the PNP is also coordinating with the health department to investigate and monitor the spread of novel coronavirus in the country. Police Chief Archie Gamboa has ordered the PNP Health Service to help the DOH with a probe into the entry of the 5-year-old boy from Wuhan who possibly brought the new virus strain to the Philippines. Over in China, the city of Wuhan, where the novel coronavirus is believed to have originated, will be on lockdown starting 10 a.m. today. This was confirmed in a tweet from state-run newspaper People's Daily China. All public transport systems will likewise be shut down, including city buses, the subway, ferries, and long-distance shuttle buses. This after the death toll from the virus outbreak in China has increased to 17. Reuters reports that the total number of confirmed cases has risen further to 444 as of 8 p.m. yesterday. Batangas was where House lawmakers opened their first regular session for the year, providing them a chance to interact with Taal-affected residents. Jenny Dongan has the story.
What normally happens within the halls of Batasang Pambansa had been transferred at least for a day in Batangas City. A total of 204 congressmen attended the first regular session ever held at the Batangas Convention Center. House Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano said they realized the risk of convening so close to the volcano.
So what is one day for your National Congress, the House of the People, to be here with you, to listen and to hear so that we may legislate effectively.
It was a symbolic gesture, Cayetano said, cutting across party lines. For evacuees, it was their chance to speak directly to legislators about their predicament. For some, the face-to-face meeting was overwhelming.
Sana po kami mabigyan po ng kabuhayan. Unang-una po yung pangingisda at saka po sa tourism. Ang aming pong mga anak ay hindi po namin kaya mapag-aral.
Pwede na bilhin ng ating pamahalaan ang mga hayupan nila. At pag nabili po natin, pagdating ng araw at natapos na ito, baka ho pwedeng ibalik natin sa kanila.
Everyone, even those outside the 14-kilometer radius danger zone, were allowed to speak, including Batangueños who welcomed evacuees in their homes. The Batangas School Division head appealed to lawmakers for help in finding alternative centers for evacuees sheltered in their 219 schools.
Kung meron po na available na space, ilipat o maalagaan natin ang atin pong mga kasamahan at kababayang evacuees.
The House adopted House Resolution 655, urging the immediate release of funds to aid communities affected by Taal's eruption. The second reading of a bill creating the Department of Disaster Resilience is also expected to be passed. But some lawmakers were not keen on rushing the bill, including Lady 4th District Congressman Lucy Torres Gomez, who is also the chairperson of the House Disaster Management Committee. She said the department is a critical institution, requiring the need for a proper debate on the bill.
For News 5, Jenny Dongon, we are One News.
Meanwhile, the alert level over Taal volcano might be downgraded in 2 weeks. But PHIVOLCS says that doesn't mean all evacuees will be allowed to go home. Jen Calimon tells us why.
A downgrading of Taal volcano's alert level might be in the offing. That is, if its volcanic activity continues to wane down. For one, it's emitting less sulfur dioxide. That went down to 153 tons today, coming from the 344 tons yesterday according to PHIVOLCS. But the decreasing level, said the agency, does not mean that Batangas is now out of danger.
Pwedeng nababarahan lamang ang mga labasan ng SO2. Pwedeng nagbigas na yung ibabaw ng magma at hindi na makalabas yung SO2. So maraming pwedeng maging factors.
Weaker ash plumes were also observed in the crater. The number of earthquakes have also diminished, with less than 10 tremors detected since Tuesday. If this condition stands within 2 weeks, the agency might consider downgrading Taal's alert level.
Kung gaano po katagal, ito po ay pinag-uusapan natin, no? Meron po tayong wini-weigh po natin lahat ng parameters sa araw-araw.
But should that happen, not all evacuees will be allowed to return to their homes, especially those who live within the danger zone. PHIVOLCS, the agency behind all the efforts to monitor and evaluate the volcano, has been receiving backlash from critics.
Ito ay napakahirap dahil kailangan nilang umakyat ng bulkan. Kasama sa hirap ng trabaho, nandyan na rin yung bilis ng technology at bilis ng pace ng science ng volcanology.
PHIVOLCS has around 200 regular employees, 50 of whom work in the volcano monitoring and eruption prediction. Geologists play an important part in studying the structure and soil condition in the Philippines. But despite that, only few universities in the country offer geology courses. For Nika, the lack of scientists in the country urged her to pursue a career in geology.
There's this obvious lack in science communication. There's wala pang national industries to provide equal job opportunities to scientists.
According to PHIVOLCS, many geology graduates opt to work in a private company or abroad due to better pay. Good thing there's now a Magna Carta for scientists, which increases their benefits and removes the limit in honorarium that government science and technology personnel may receive. Reporting for News 5, Jen Calimon, we are One News.
In other news, Senator Bato de la Rosa has confirmed that the cancellation of his U.S. visa. The former police chief turned senator says he was not given a reason for the cancellation of his visa, which was supposed to expire in 2022. De la Rosa says he was only told to apply for another visa, subject to U.S. laws and regulations. This comes amid Washington's so-called crackdown on human rights violators and officials involved in the detention of opposition Senator Laila de Lima. Prior to winning a Senate seat, De La Rosa had been instrumental in the Duterte's government's war on drugs. Here are the stories to watch out for later today. President Duterte is set to visit Leyte to lead the distribution of benefits to former rebels this afternoon. Some 400 breastfeeding moms in Taguig resolved to donate breast milk for infants in Batangas affected by Taal volcano's unrest. And getting ready for luck this year of the metal rat, catch the latest Chinese New Year preparations in Binondo. And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us again next time for another round of Rush. For Riza Diaz, I'm Royces Nagit. We are One News.